I need an assistant. So hi everybody. My name's Kenny. I'm hiring 2026. I just did a broadcast to myself just now for the last 11 minutes. I am scatterbrained. It's because I'm trying to teach, trade, manage my positions, got options on, I got stock on. I'm trying to talk to this guy, that guy, this guy over here. So in 2026, what I plan to do is I'm hiring. And really, I have two purposes. You need to help me as I help you help me. Because what I want to do is I just want to do the broadcast. I want to teach people how to trade. I want to put them in the right place. I want to show them these trades, set up the parameters, but I don't want to trade myself because I tend to lose money because I'm all over the place. I'll miss a trade because I'm talking about something else. But my goal is to get three or four of you guys, maybe five, right? And we all have our watch list, right? Or whatever comes up that day, right? Oh, next thing you know, we're in Tilray short. I still want to be in Tilray short, but then I see something else that I'm interested in, especially with earnings and my scanners going off, and I want to address it. Not everybody wants to trade Tilray, right? Or if I'm trading just the Qs, not everybody wants to trade $600 stocks. So I'm always looking for something for everybody, and that's a distraction to me. And if you're distracted while you trade, you generally lose money. So going into 2026, I'd like to build a crew again, like I used to have back in the 1999, 2000. Had a nice little crew. Five guys, we all work together. We can kick ass. I want to rebuild that. That's been my goal for quite some time, but I've had some bad luck with really, really awful, delusional, psychopathic, narcissistic, condescending cop suckers. So if that just described you, please don't apply. But if you're willing to learn and help me out, we'll get to know each other the next couple of weeks, month. Come visit me in Vegas. We'll get to know each other a little bit better in Vegas. And then we'll see what we're doing. Because I don't want to let another earnings season go by without having, a ridiculous month. I want to start having 50 grand months again. And I can't do it on my own. And admitting that is hard because I thought I could, but I definitely can't. And I tend to lose money when I'm all over the place. So I've had everybody focused around this one trade. I know it works. You know it works. But you got to stay focused. And once you lose the focus, you usually lose money. I don't want to do that no more. In my case, I usually just stay focused on one or two names. I make my trade, and then I just bitch and moan about missing everything else. I don't want that anymore. I want to be involved. I want every penny I can make. And that's why you guys are going to get involved and you're going to help me. So, you in? You in? Like the guy over there who's got the stub hub, right? Still in the stub hub? It's one of the only long trades working today. I'm thinking I'm all alone here. Let me just check the YouTube feed. I got one guy. Hey, how you doing? Yes. See? Hey, what's up, my man? See, that's somebody that knows what they're doing right there. Yeah, JBL. Very cool. You nailed it. My man. Oh yeah, Timmy, man, we just had our Jimmy story. So I was just saying, this guy knows about Jimmy. So if you guys, I'll elaborate a little bit who Jimmy was, right? Jimmy was a guy that loved me. I mean, we used to trade together, and I was in some stock called Yext, right? I'll tell this quickly story because some people never heard this story, but it's important. See, if you're listening to me as part of what you're doing, and you got to listen to all of it, not just part of it, especially with this Tilray trade, right? I was coming in looking for a reason to buy it. Next thing, and I'm shorting it. And that kind of ruffles people's feathers. Wait a minute, you said you liked the stock, and now you're short? Yes, because it broke VWAP and it rolled over, and that's what we do for a living. It's not about what we think. But Jimmy was a guy who used to be a member of the website. And this is when I was doing some swing trading, some options, whatever. New IPO, stock called Next. When an IPO breaks all-time highs, most of the time it goes higher. So the stock was breaking 1250. And I was like, Jimmy, if this thing breaks 15, I'm buying it because it's going to go to 1750 at least. Boom. 15 got us 1750. And I said, Jimmy, if this thing goes through 1750, we are going through 20. We're going to 20. I'm buying the $20 calls, Jimmy. He says, I'm with you. Me and Jimmy are best friends. 1750 got us 20. Look at me. And then we bought the $20 calls. We're making all this money. Cashed out of a bunch of that. A couple of days later, the stock's chopping around. Off to the races. Here comes Yex breaking 2250. And then Jimmy and I, we started getting crazy. Well, Jimmy wasn't yet, but I said, Jimmy, if this thing breaks 25, we might be looking at 2750. And if we get through 2750, Jimmy, this stock is going to $50. And then you see what J Bill Circuitry just did? Everybody's loving J Bill. Woo! But then it rolls over, breaks the VWAP, breaks prior day VWAP. That's the end of the trade. I don't care. I don't give a shit how passionate and much you love J Bill Circuitry. Not only do you want to not be long the stock, but now it's the greatest short because it's a 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal. The trade that hasn't failed in over 4 years. So this is a perfect example, but let me elaborate on the Jimmy story. So then, right, Yext out of nowhere breaks 2750, hits 2787, and then rolls over and gets hammered back down to 25, just like J Bill Circuitry. First person I say, Jimmy, we got to get the fuck out of the stock. That's some bad shit right there. Increasing volume, blow off top, 1 minute multi day VWAP reversal to the downside. And you know what Jimmy said? He said, but you said it was going to go to 50. I know. I know, Jimmy. And we've been rocking this bad boy since 1750, killing it on those $20 calls. I just bought the 30s, Jimmy. I'm going to take $5,000 hit. I'm cashing out. And Jimmy says, but you said it was going to go to 50. I know, Jimmy. I'm the one who said it was going to go to 50. But the same guy, me, who got you in this bad boy at 1750, cashed out of some at 20, 2250, 25, and 2750, taking a hit on the $30 calls. Now the same guy, you love me on the way in, and suddenly you don't trust me on the way out, which is the most important part, Jimmy. And Jimmy says, fuck you, man. You said this stock's going to 50. I'm hanging in there. And then the stock went to $2. And still to this day, Jimmy's out there cursing my name, even though that's been about 13 years ago. Jimmy's still pissed. Jimmy, if you're out there, we've had some winning trades since. But the moral of the story is what we do here, right? It's not opinion, it's reality. So when you have an idea, yeah, it's wonderful when it gets validated by the wonderful VWAP that we trade and live by. But the more important part is when the VWAP's telling you, Jimmy, you're an idiot. Get out. It's not about your opinion, Jimmy. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one, and they stink. But Jimmy didn't want to hear that. So is that my fault that Jimmy lost money on that Yex trade? No, that's Jimmy's fault. So this is one of those days, right? Right. I came in looking to do a couple of things, and none of that happened. So I trade what I see. And that's why I'm still doing this after all this time. And it's taken me a long time to get to that point where I'm like, you know what? I don't give a shit what I even say. And what's fun about the trade, especially this Tilray short, is that I like to be wrong. I like being wrong because when I'm taking a trade that I thought was going to happen the other way, I know I'm doing something right. And that's what trading is all about. You got to put Jimmy, you got to put your you got to put your ego aside because my brothers and sisters, I have been humbled by this industry not just once, not twice, not three times, four times. Nope. About five and a half times I've been shown the door. And I have fought my way back each and every time. And this fifth time after that disaster on UVXY, I'm reborn hard. Get the fuck down off of my obstacle. Brian, you are reborn hard. I'm reborn. I don't make the same mistakes anymore because my lesson was learned in blood. And this J-bill trade, I'm embarrassed because I wasn't paying attention. And if you guys took that trade, you are now have ascended to a good trader because the stock did everything you want to see in trade. Faux show, bro, VWAP break on an earnings report. You're buying and you're loving it. You and Jimmy are partying your ass off, right? Woo! Man, I love a faux show, bro, VWAP break. Man, Kenny, this trade fucking rocks. Yeah. Okay. And you're making money. But then when it rolls over, what are you supposed to do? You're out. And then it rolls over and breaks the faux show, bro, from earlier. You're a shorter. And then suddenly it goes from being a great long trade to what? The better short because you're crushing Jimmy and the people that still trade on opinion and what they think. None of this is random. The market's telling you, get out. Listen to the market. 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal on an earnings report. This trade has not failed in over 4 years. And you want to be on the other side of it? You're a madman. So that's why I had to take some small losses today because I listened to the market. Look where Jimmy is now. Speaking of Jimmy, I'm long the stock thinking, here we go. The next thing you know, I'm getting out for a loss. I'm in NAVN. Here we go. And I'm getting out for a loss. But small losses you can take. You turn a small loss into a grande loss, and that career that you thought you were about to embark on is over on day one. Like Matty Ferguson making a big splash. Thank you. I'll be here all week. Don't forget to tip your bartenders. If you're coming to Vegas, make sure you tell me because this is starting to take on a life of its own. The captain's table is full. We're going out to dinner Tuesday night. We're doing an early bird because I'm old. I want to eat dinner. I want to take a little snooze, and then we're staying out all night. So we're gonna have an early dinner if you like steak and oysters. Wednesday night, same thing. Uh, Tuesday night, we're going to the Cosmo. I got a table. Probably will fit about 10 or 12 of us there. We'll kick in $200-300. You know, they charge you $1,000 for a bottle of vodka. We're doing some karaoke. You guys like karaoke? Um, but I'm going to try to make sure we all can get into the place. It's a speakeasy at the Cosmo. I was going to go get some dinner at the Cosmo. I love the Cosmo. If you've ever been there, they got this great tequila bar. They got this wonderful freaking place called the Barber Shop. Live band karaoke. You haven't lived since you have a band on stage in Vegas. Good times. And then I'm doing a presentation Tuesday morning at 8:30. We'll bang out some VWAP. We'll have some fun. I'll rip up the crowd. I'll get them into a frenzy. I got 2 presentations. Hopefully, they're both on Tuesday because I'm going to be hungover Wednesday and Thursday. So get that out of the way Tuesday morning at the Traders Expo and Money Show. Come and see your hero on stage. I'm going to be dressed up in a suit with no shirt on. I'm on my VWAP tattoo right across my chest. It's going to be a good time. But again, we're taking on. It's taking on. We got Don Corleone's coming. DJ Smike's coming. We got one of my cousins is coming. Which, if he comes, is going to be a whole different party. I think he's coming. I got the bodyguard coming. You haven't met Bobby, my bodyguard. Not joking. He's my bodyguard. I don't like traveling in public without him. He's coming. He's a hoot. You like looking guys. He's single too, ladies. Handsome fella. So I know if we roll around in a group of 20, it's going to be hard for us to get into places. But, you know, I'm going to try to do my best. But the quicker you know if you're coming to this thing, I definitely want to make some T-shirts. By the way, check this T-shirt out, huh? The best. My favorite T-shirt of all time. So yeah, the quicker you know if you're coming with us, the better, because you want to hang out at the captain's table. There's no way we're going to be able to get 20 heads at one table. But if I know who's coming, I could plan a little bit. Maybe get a little side section at a restaurant. We'll get 2 or 3 tables. We could all eat together. So that would be February 23rd, 24th, 25th. And that's where we're on. And Jimmy, if you're out there, you're invited. No hard feelings, Jimmy. I'm still waiting for you to make your triumphant return. You too, Gail. If Gail only knew that I took her phrase and ran with it. Criminally negligent, she called me. When the Qs were trading at $65, I was saying, hey, this market's never going down. And she's like, that's pretty irresponsible. Criminally negligent. Well, we're up 10x now since that moment, Gail. Hope you didn't stay short this whole time. But we're on the precipice right now, my friends. This market is nasty. Every up move is being hit in the face with an equal and greater move to the downside, which is known as a bear market. And going back to that 20-day chart, this is showing you everything. You're telling me nothing. You're showing me everything. So here's that 20-day on the hourly. We just broke yesterday's lows, super bearish. We broke we broke a triple bottom, second triple bottom. So basically we broke six individual generational lows a couple of days ago, super bearish. Every up move is being met with a greater move to the downside. Each time we rally, it's a lower high, otherwise known as a bear market, right? So now I just think it's going to give way because that's generally what happens. They're going to rug pull the whole market one time, and we're going to be searching for these lows. Bang, boom, bang, and shibuzi. And if we break down under that Friday, Support level after the NVIDIA. Let me show you what's going to happen. See it right there. That's where we're. I think we're going to get there. But we got a couple of key levels: the 97, the 91, the 89. That's the nine. That's the 6 month. But then I think the Qs could see the 553.86. And if we do get washed out sooner than later, I think it creates a nice rally, which probably lasts for 3 or 4 months, like it usually does, and then I think the market crashes again in right at tax season, and that'll create the onslaught rally that take us to probably 1,000 on the Qs. So two more monstrous sell-offs, I think, are in the works, and then that'll give birth to a 3 or 4 month rally that could be freaking epic. And now I will say my favorite part of this statement is who cares if any of that happens, right? But that's what I'm thinking. That's where I'm thinking. And, again, but I still live in the moment. See what I did there, Jimmy? I think things and then I wait for those things to be confirmed. That's a proper way to trade. Not about what I think. It feels awesome when something happens that you think's going to happen because then you're being validated for your idea. But that ain't trading, my friend. You don't need to speculate when you're a trader, especially a day trader. You're trading in the moment, living in the nucleus. Try to do as best as you can. Yeah, I left 4 points on the table on the Q short, but what am I going to do? I play by the rules. A lot of green on the screen right now. So the money's coming out of the Qs, but going into all these stocks. Those are some biotechs. You had some retail stocks there. Let me get this stock off the screen here. Lyft was one of my favorite stocks in 2025, and now went all the way back to where we had it. That one's been interesting today. Actually, matter of fact, coming off that little support level. You guys want to talk about some more stuff in 2026? This stock, Don Corleone loves it. It's still on my watch list. I still actually haven't traded it once. Still loving the drones, the ONDSs, the mobs, the V waves. What was the other drone stock that Trump Jr. was involved in? You guys know what I'm talking about? It was one of those stocks he was buying. Oh, look, I'm frozen. Check. My back. Chickadee check. Back. Our back. Get it? In my back. Okay. So yeah, I mean that's in a nutshell right now. We're just chilling. So yeah, Vegas. It's end of April, end of February. Sorry, end of February. And yeah, the quicker you are to tell me, the one thing I am going to do for you guys, we're all going to get. I'm going to make T-shirts for everybody. Something cool like in VWAP we trust. Maybe some stuff on the front. Maybe a big something. We're all going to walk around Vegas like we're on some sort of Glick family reunion trip, which will be a lot of fun. But again, nothing formal. You know, we'll try to gather as much as we can, but crowds. If it's too, it's going to be difficult to move around. But definitely the Cosmo Tuesday night, and then we're going to this place, Caspian's at the Caesars Wednesday. If you like live band music, and if you like dancing, I'm going to have my oxygen tank and my Ben Gay and ready to party. Yeah. Ben Gay and oxygen and maybe some hallucinogenics. What happened now? We rolling around like what was that, dude? What was that? Where is the guy? He had the nitrous tank with him. Oh, that's the dude, same guy. What beer you drinking? I'll have a Heineken. Heineken? Fuck that shit. Pabst Blue Red. All right, Blue Velvet. you know. Oh yeah, Ty roll in Vegas. I got some friends that live out there. They might be coming around too. And by the way, we're going to the 60303. This is as bearish as it can be, my friends, on the cues. Wow. For a second, I didn't think we were going to get here. So this is the low from about, yeah, I forgot when we hit the 603. There was a big, big spot at 60303. I think it might have been an aftermarket trade. Let me see. But there is no doubt this market is under distribution, as they call it. The accumulation phase is over. So right there, that's your 90-day VWAP. That's probably your next target when you at 303, 603. And that little tag right there, that's where I think we go next. So 603, and the 601. There's the 50, there's the 750. And oh boy, I mean, I don't know if it's all going to happen today, and then we're in trouble. Where was that 603? The 603 was important. I think it was just where's that consult? Like a double bottom at 6 a couple of weeks ago. Where was that? I could be hallucinating about that one. I remember 60303 was important, but suffice it to say, we are bouncing off these levels right here. I just think this market's going to get a lot uglier. But it's great for us. I mean, living in the moment. By the way, I'm still short till rate. It's the only trade I got going on. It's just sitting here doing nothing. Just still waiting. We could be back on the third by now. 603, 60303. There it is. I remember that price being significant. I'll have to ask Solid what it was, but there was something big about that price, and we just got there. And if you are short the Qs, right now you're just using the big whole numbers. 605 is your only out. You got to be thinking that we're about to tank a little bit more, probably at least another 250. So that next target's, normally if your R still short, 605 gets you 602.50. You should get the 602.50 out of this move right here. And then you break 602.50, you got 601.18, and then 597. That I think we're going to get that. And if that doesn't, again, if it doesn't hold, again, that's how the market works. Staircase up, open elevator shaft down with no remorse. I do feel like we are setting up for a bloodbath, but this is the bloodbath. Yeah, it could be all. They could get it out of the way today. We haven't had a really nasty Christmas for 7 years. It was 2018, I think it was, which I sat out the whole time. I remember wrapping friends' presents, and I looked back. I was like, "Wait a second, is the Dow down 700 points? What the hell's going on?" Yeah, that one caught everybody off guard, I think. Yeah, I wasn't even trading that day. I was kind of like half-assing it. Yeah, I gotta tell you, man, I haven't even taken any losses this week up until today. Seriously, I've been trading like it's hard to be perfect, but this week I was perfect up until these last three trades, and they were small losses and whatever. I just got stopped out of Tilray. Okay, I'm gonna get some coffee, and now I'm flat, so I got nothing going on. All right. Anybody has any questions? I'll be here. I'll be here for the next at least 25 minutes. And then I gotta go rehearse for my event tomorrow. And if anybody's still in the silver, congratulations, AGQ. We gave that out at $50. If you guys are still in that, we're up 100 points on it now. Yeah, loving my silver, baby. I just bought a couple of kilos, as a matter of fact. Is what I buy. I buy shotgun shells and silver. That's what I put. That's where all my money's at. Shotguns, shotgun shells. Got some 357 mags. I got the low. These are great if you guys using any bullpup shotguns. Low recoil 00 buck doesn't shock you as much when you if you guys know what I'm talking about. The sawed offs, bullpups, 357 mag. Come on, just got me a sheet of silver. How you doing? Bang. But yeah, even at these prices, I paid $65. I paid. I mean, I'm gonna have to stop buying because now I'm gonna wait for a little comeback. But I'm not sure how this is gonna play out now. I do think we're going to $80 on silver, but when we do sell off, it's probably gonna give back 10% easy, maybe more. You know, it's not like I'm selling any of this stuff. I plan to give all this stuff to my kids and their kids. I buy government Ampex. I got a silver guy at our yeah. He's one of our members. You guys are into coins. Pittsburgh Mike, if he's here, say hello. And you guys know I'm not a Trump fan, but I am a fan of Gulf of America. I think that might be the funniest thing the dude's ever done, ever. If you try to, again, if you look at him as if you look at Trump as a comedian, you get the joke. But if you're trying to take it serious, it's a very sad time for this country and society. But Gulf of a frickin' America, baby. Yes, right on a coin. Silver eagle on front, Gulf of America on the back, baby. Right? Why not? We run this town, Gulf of America. I still don't know why we're going to war with Venezuela, but fuck it, right? We're America. Do whatever we want. I don't really know exactly what the hell's going on, but yeah, you put a bull and a bear on a coin, I'm in. I got every bull and the bear coin. But one thing Trump's done for me, actually, since Bush, which I love, yeah, smoke him out. Yeah, doing the best I can. See, when he said I'm doing the best I can, that made me love him because he said that. Just a man. I'm the decider. Uh-oh, what happened? I got booted. All right, I'm pushing too many websites now. I got 38 different things going on. Hang on. We back? So yeah, man, I'm just sitting here just chilling right now, man. Just got stopped out of my last little bit of Tilray short. But here's the fun part, kids. Listen, my wife doesn't want me to do it. None of my friends want me to do it. My father doesn't want me to do it. Nobody wants me to do it. I want to do it. I want to run for president. I think it'll be fun because I'm an anarchist and a Democrat or a Republican. I'm certainly not a liberal. My father and I used to be democratic liberal people. See, my dad's more of a right wing Republican now, but he's not MAGA. He hates Trump maybe a little bit more than I do, which is crazy. Not a fan of the guy. I'm from New York. Never been a fan of the guy. I do like some of the stuff he does, and I don't mind policies. I'm anti-immigration. I'm on for closed borders. And if anybody wants to read my manifesto, it will scare some of you. I'm all about law and order to the point where it would be like the Roman Empire. That's how I would have rules and regulations. And if you guys watch Spartacus, this last Spartacus episode, what I'm talking about. We can have that conversation some other time, but I think my next phase of life is I want to help and I want to take it to the level. I think, since Bush, I always thought politicians were learned, scholarly, just people. That illusion's been broken. Right? So now I'm thinking, hey, why not me? I got some good ideas. I'm pro gun, anti immigration, closed borders, law and order, you know, and Elon Musk would be my boy also because he's going to build me my robot army. There would never be, none of our boys would ever be going into war ever again. We'd have a robot cyborg army. And that's why I'm buying drone stocks in 2026. I think that's where warfare is going to be. But I have a lot of policies that I do think would work because I used to be a history major before I became a psychotic trader. I wrote a piece called Social Communarchyism. Each ideology, I don't know why we're having this conversation, but why not? Each ideology has its benefits, but obviously its flaws. And it usually has to do with corruption, and power corrupts and all that stuff, right? Socialism, communism, capitalism. But the way I would run it is I would be the king. That's why I get a kick out of it. I get it. We shouldn't have a king, but I don't mind being king. under a fair and just king. Social monarchy is right. So socialism, communism, monarchy, and capitalism. You roll it all together, and it works as long as the king isn't corrupt, which I won't be. And I would make we'd have fireside chats, and the first thing I would do as a president, everybody, every household in this country would get a little tiny old school radio. Remember those old brown radios? And it would have one channel, me. And every Friday at 4:20, you would smoke a joint with the president, and we'd have a call-in show, and we would talk policy, and I would have basically what's it called? The round table. What do they call it? The open house. What do they call it? Town halls. And I would have the town hall every Friday at 4:20. You're chilling with the president. And I think that I would be able to be that uniting force that this country needs. And I would be much, much better than all the guys we have now because man, who they're putting out there. I mean, is anybody voting for AOC president? Really? I mean, seriously? I read that she's like the number one candidate the Democrats are going to put out there. What? Uh, crazy times. Crazy times. So, considering I'm already insane, I'm not a Democrat or a liberal or a Republican for that matter. I mean, I'm more of a Republican than a Democrat. I'm a Reaganite Republican, but I'm an anarchist, right? I would bring back a lot of things that were forgotten in this country. I'm a 1950s kind of conservative, even though I'm a little touched in the head. I'm all about family and making sure everybody's safe. And I would stop sending money to other countries until we cured the homeless. There would not be any starving people in this country. We have so much money, we just don't use it right. And I would have the corporations, and this is why I would have to go grassroots because the corporations are not going to like me because I would make them finally pay what they owe. Jeff Bezos ain't voting for me, but I'm going to be grassroots president. I'm going to be the people's president. It's all about family, law and order, and keeping your money. You make less than $60,000 a year, you don't even have to file taxes. Because if you're only making 60 grand a year, you're still struggling in this country, especially right now. And I would address all that stuff. And I would hear the people with my fireside chats every week. I think it would be awesome. But my wife says, you're not going to be able to take when 30% of the country despises you and says all this crap shit about you and people talk negative about you. You're going to be freaking out every day. I'm like, I'm ready to deal with it. I deal with this. I deal with Jimmy. I got to deal with 30 million Jimmies. What do we got? How many people in this country now? 360 million? Hey, listen, if 30 million think I'm, the worst person in the world, I could deal with that. When they're keeping more money that they make and they're not paying taxes and are protecting them. And I speak plainly. Everybody likes that about Trump. They say he speaks plainly. I think he speaks he should stop talking a lot of the times. He's right there. He could be great. He's right there. But man, some of the shit he says is terrible. But I'd rather him right now than a decrepit old man, that's for shit sure, or some unqualified lunatic who, you know, has no concept of law and order. And on that note, don't be a dick. Vote Glick. right? Best slogan ever. I already got the website. All right, that's my 2 minutes. So let's all make money. Let's crush it for the next 4 years. I'll run for president in 20. What do we got? What is it? 2028? 2032? It's my time. My time. So let's absolutely destroy, make as much money as we humanly can, and then you donate some to the cause, and I'll be the president that everybody wants. President Glick, the first Jewish president, even though I don't believe in religion, which that's another story for another day. I'm Jewish by default. I don't really believe in any of that. I believe in the Matrix. Don't be a dick, vote Glick. All right. I'll see you guys. I'm doing a little dog and pony show tomorrow. I'm not doing. I don't think the schmooze is going to happen tomorrow night. I got to get to this charity event. And by the way, if anybody wants to join me in the city, fantastic group of people that I'm involved with. It's called Peach Rock. One of my friends is getting an award. This is Steven's company. You guys know Little Steven. So the guy that here he is. So this guy's his name is Antonio Regenero. He used to do the artwork for. Oops. Oh, there it is. He did the artwork for the Grateful Dead backstage passes back in the '80s. Still does some good artwork. He's being he's getting an award. Plus, it's a great charity event. They teach underprivileged kids through music and education, and they're having an event at the Cutting Room in the city on Thursday. I really shouldn't miss it. Normally, I was going to schmooze. It would have been the last schmooze of the year, because next week's Christmas and then it's New Year's Day. So join me tomorrow. I'll do the show. We'll hang, and then I'll do a little dog and pony show at 3 o'clock, and then I'm out. But we'll be back on Friday. And if anybody's interested, if anybody's in the tri-state area and you want to go, let me know. It's ticket prices I think were 180 to 300. You donate to charity. It's an open bar. You're getting some food, and you get to hang out with a couple of famous people, and they're going to be playing music all day. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. All right, be good. Be careful out there. This market is nasty. All right, I'll see you guys in cyberspace.